The nose seems to get a lot of attention in terms of being the most important facial feature, especially by women, but that's not actually true.
It's time we have that conversation. The conversation about noses. I don't know why society has decided to, out of all things, fixate on noses, especially recently. Or should I say a fixation on one type of nose. Upturned, small, pointy nose. And don't get me wrong, the girls who naturally have that nose, or even if they got it done and it fits for their features, they eat. But my grievance is, why just the one nose? And this is something that I have noticed on the uptick lately of us pedestalizing one type of nose and it becoming borderline very, very sad because of some of the content I've seen come out of this whole genre of wanting the small upturned pointy nose. And I want to talk about it. And I thought, what better time to talk about it than another unfiltered Get Ready With Me. Also, hold on. Before we get into that, I am feeling fantastic because my first vlog is coming out sometime this week. So that is coming very, very soon. So I'm very excited for you guys to see this first vlog. By the way, I just got this Haus Labs concealer and it is Chef's Kiss. I think it might be a tad too brightening. I think I could have went one shade darker, but I love the undertone. I feel like the undertone fits my skin tone very, very nicely. Now, of course, I am a beauty girly, okay? I do genuinely enjoy beauty. I love learning new makeup tricks and techniques and styles, and I love finding beauty secrets. I just love the whole thing. I love being a girl. So I am deep in the TikTok beauty space. I can't help but notice that there is a specific type of content that I come across a little too much for my comfort, which is noses, okay? Just wanting the upturned nose. Before and after nose rhinoplasties. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know that I'm not necessarily against cosmetic procedures. We will get into that in a little bit, but I just say that to say that there is a lot of specific content around noses. If this was an iceberg of nose content, I would say the top tier would be you know, just people appreciating their side profile, right? We see that so much, and there's a specific type of nose that we see on repeat that is the most viral out of all of the side profile videos, right? It's usually the small upturned nose, okay? And everyone in the comments is like, oh my gosh, how does it feel to be God's favorite? But that's still surface level. Under that, I would say, is the people who want a side profile that looks like the upturned small nose side profile girlies.
I want this nose. I need this nose. I would pay to have this nose. Oh, shit. I already have it.
Right? So they'll be like, oh, me doing this every night to make sure that I have the small upturned nose. And then there's people who are like me as a kid, scrunching my nose up when I wipe it so that I can have a smaller nose when I get older. And then we have this very niche specific pocket of content that I would say is like deeper in this iceberg, is actually quite concerning to me personally as someone who, you know, my mom worked with kids growing up and I just love children. Like, if I wasn't doing what I was doing right now, I probably would have been in like some sort of filled with kids, but I love kids and I understand psychology too. I have a degree in psychology, so when I see certain videos like this, it just tugs at my heartstrings a little bit more, just because I know that that is going to develop into something more likely than not in the future for that kid. the thing that breaks my heart even more about that is that if their parent didn't do this type of stuff, they probably wouldn't even have that insecurity in the first place, which again is probably why a lot of us have this insecurity with noses in the first place, because our word, the human tongue, is very powerful. So whatever our society, whatever your parents, whatever your peers, whatever your friends, whatever the media pushes, is naturally what is going to be seen as beautiful. So what if we started to push other types of beauty? What? That, wow, I know, what a concept. Videos are basically of these parents who are like talking about how or it'll be like a sibling or something, and it'll be like, oh, my mom, POV, my mom doing this to all of my siblings so we can have small noses when we grow up, or so we can have like the upturned nose, or so we can have a cute nose when we get older. It's just kind of insane to me that this is something that is such a fixation within so many people's family dynamics, that some people are genuinely trying to get their kids, it's like a family ritual. It's kind of heartbreaking, because it's like, again, we choose what is beauty. Beauty is subjective. So if we choose to uplift and appreciate different noses, then we would have a different beauty standard. The beauty standard is literally in our control. It's just really heartbreaking to see one type of nose constantly pedestalized when there are so many different unique and beautiful noses. There's actually multiple studies and examples of people finding people with unique features more attractive than people who stereotypically have every single pinpoint feature that is deemed as beautiful in the mainstream media or society.
Do you have this one facial feature that's trending in modeling right now? This is the highest paid model in history, Gisele Bündchen, and this is her edited with a quote-unquote conventionally attractive nose. Can you see how the adjustment takes so much power out of the face? If you got an eye for this sort of thing, then you might notice that the jaw and chin would overwhelm her mid-face if it weren't for the nose. While women often feel self-conscious for the size of their noses, the irony is that it's often a large nose that adds structure, strength, and elegance to their looks. You can really see this in archival videos of Daniele Luna, who had an almost regal aesthetic. This is likely part of why this trait is so popular in modeling. Luxury brands want you to associate them with the atmosphere of strength and elegance that a striking nose helps them create. While it's appropriate in delimited cases, using rhinoplasty to obtain a smaller nose is arguably the most overperformed facial aesthetic surgery worldwide. Think that if your goal is to be more attractive, why would you remove a trait held by many of the world's most successful models?
I think their page is OQ Studios or something like that. I'll put it on the screen for you guys. You guys should definitely check out that channel if you're into beauty stuff, because they actually do a very good job at explaining different types of beauty and why some people are just beautiful. It doesn't matter about necessarily the specific features, and even the specific features that make them beautiful, they analyze how that makes them beautiful. And you'll come to realize by following pages like that beauty is so subjective, and what makes certain people beautiful is what society is telling us isn't the standard of beauty. I love doing my brows when I've freshly plucked them, and also I'm starting to realize too, I think because of the way my nose is shaped, I think starting my brows a little bit further back has been helping my makeup look just that much more immaculate. Another aspect of this conversation too about noses that I've noticed is that beyond just people not appreciating wide variety of noses, like for example too, for me, some of my favorite types of noses that are so like not appreciated enough in society are, I've talked about this before, but I just love a Roman nose. I love like how it just looks so like regal. That's what it is. It's very regal, very beautiful, very elegant. And I absolutely love a straight nose. That's what I have. I get it from my dad, I think, and my mom has like kind of like a wide nose at the bottom, so I kind of have that too. And I love both of those noses, but I love that I have that combination of the two because it's so cute, and it just eats down when I do my little like nose shaping, which I am gonna get into a second, because I know I've seen one comment like this before, and I've been really wanting to like address it because it just again feeds into this narrative. But anyway, that's actually what I was gonna get into next. So in a previous video where I was talking about beauty standards, right? Someone said that it was crazy that I was talking about beauty standards because I'm literally contouring my nose to fit more into the beauty standard. This is like really frustrating for me because it's like, girl, like I have taught so much, and I do want to make a video in the future too about like doing makeup that works for you. I kind of made a video like that, but I kind of want to like do a little bit more of like a visual learning type of experience with learning how to do your makeup. But this has been a contour style that I have figured out works beautifully for me. My nose naturally has the same shape, like it is the same shape. I have a deep, I don't know what this crevice part is called, but that is literally where I start my contour. I start my contour where this deep crevice starts to enhance that crevice that's there. I drag it down on my nose bridge, and I just define my nose bridge a little bit more because my nose bridge is kind of like I have a straight nose again, and it does go in this shape. It does go in this shape, but it's just not as defined. It's just kind of like I don't want to say flat, but it doesn't have any dimension to it. So with my contour, with my specific approach to makeup, I just define that and make that definition a little bit more apparent. And then I like to create a little bit of an illusion of a shadow right at the top. It's my natural shape too. I'm not changing the shape of my nose. If you look closely at what I'm doing, I just create this little line just to create a little bit more of a shadow. And then I do a little V just to emphasize that tip a little bit more. Again, emphasizing and enhancing. That is the point of makeup, is to enhance what you already have. So it's kind of crazy, again, that people expect certain people to, first of all, be doing something for a specific reason. My nose shape for where I'm from, so on my dad's side, they're Senegalese, and my mom's side is Gambian. So, you know, a lot of like West African noses, the way people envision West African noses is one specific type of nose, which is gorgeous too. There are so many types of noses, that's the thing. But with the straight nose, people don't really typically like, I've just received some like weird comments about my nose. Then I'll also hear people say like, oh, you don't have like the typical African nose, and it's like, yes I do. And even I came across this trend too that I think this kind of feeds into what I'm talking about a little bit. I didn't even see the original video, so I don't even know what it originally came from. Or there was this drawing or something that went viral of a black woman's side profile, but it was like an extremely racist depiction. And then there was this whole trend of people showing what their actual side profile looks like as a black woman.
Notice how they need to come up with a racist caricature of black girl side profiles because ours are actually the best in the world. Yes, they are.
It's just so weird, like that we come on such a huge scale. Kind of crazy too that whole side profile trend was even a thing to begin with. The fact that like there's this whole entire obsession with showing off your side profile. And honestly, it's a double-edged sword because I am glad that ended up going viral and ended up becoming a trend in and of itself for black women to show the beauty in our side profiles, and showing that, you know, not only do we have beautiful side profiles, but we come in such a huge, diverse range of side profiles and features. It's not one stereotypical set of features that black women have. But I also think it's kind of like, why are we constantly having to prove that we have the beautiful side profile? Like we're trying to prove that we too have good features. Why is this obsession and this fixation so prominent in the first place? And I really do think that this kind of became such a big focal point in media lately because of, you know, TikTok trends. If you look at a lot of the major trends, a lot of them have something to do with the nose. Even more recently, I just thought about this. There was this trend where you put your knuckles to your face and it's supposed to basically fit like something like that. If you think about like all of the trends that have gone viral since TikTok has been a thing, honestly, if you look at how many of those trends are related to the side profile, it is actually pretty crazy. And it's very, very telling of what our society is so focused on. And this is a cycle. Even when this new knuckle side profile trend dies down, there's gonna be another trend that has something to do with the side profile. And it's like the girls cannot get a break with the damn side profile stuff. And then I feel like with trends like that, because it's constantly the same type of nose that go viral for the most part. It does kind of make it a little bit harder each time for people who don't see their representation and feel like, okay, well, clearly, damn, like, I was just cursed with the worst side profile on earth, apparently. Like, it is really, really heartbreaking, and it is really, really sad, especially with something as, like, fickle and as non-controllable as a side profile, unless you get cosmetic enhancements done and so on and so forth. And I do want to touch on cosmetic enhancements too while we're at it, because I do appreciate a good cosmetic enhancement, okay? I am definitely not against the girls getting work done. So there's another side to cosmetic enhancements where it's an enhancement. It's not someone trying to change their features or even just changing what's there but making it better or making it fit for your feature.
Black women, your nose job is supposed to be undetectable. You guys are asking for the wrong noses. You guys are asking for noses that does not fit your face. I am someone who had an ethnic rhinoplasty, and you can't even tell. This is my nose before. As you see, it's wider. I did not have a bridge, and those were my two main concerns. I did my research for years, maybe 10 years. And this is me 6-week post-op. Natural, nice. You can't even tell I even did anything.
I have seen too some ethnic rhinoplasties even that are genuinely like contribute to the person's features. They don't take away from the features at all. There are some cases where the nose is completely different from the original nose, but it works so flawlessly with their features.
Oh, you like it so far?
I really like it. It's natural. Yeah. People don't really notice I had it done, but I do.
That's the beauty. We did it for you. We didn't
Yeah.
for him. So it's got absolutely no telltale sign that this nose has been done. It's just a month. Love it. Look at the smooth dorsum right there. And the bones are not completely healed. It's another 2 weeks to go, but they're in perfect position right now.
But I think where it becomes kind of, again, a slippery slope is when one type of nose is desired, wanted, asked for, and pedestalized in the plastic surgery community. There are a few people that I've seen that they get, they had an ethnic nose before, and then they go and get the copy-paste standard upturned nose, and it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit because realistically, that nose doesn't work for their features. The same nose is not gonna work for everybody, and that is okay. That is actually normal. That's how society is supposed to be. We're not all supposed to be copy-paste. If we were all copy-paste, once again, there would be no one left to be attractive because we all look the same. It's just so frustrating because there are so many different types of attractive people, but it just seems like we pedestalize one type. Ooh, I love an orange blush on me, you guys. I do not utilize orange blush enough, especially like winter, fall. I think I've tried purple. I don't know if purple is for me personally, but I do love an orange blush. I really, really do. And this one by e.l.f. is actually super good. And I like to apply it on top of my powder just because I do like that little bit of a glow. So another point I want to mention too is that our noses and our features and everything about us is developed for the environments that our ancestors grew up in and that we are growing up in. Like, we are constantly evolving. Our features that we have are literally copy and paste of what our environment was.
I hate to break it to you, but this isn't gonna change your nose shape. Your nose shape is dependent on two things: genetics and upbringing. For the genetics, we're talking about your ethnicity, where your ancestors came from, as the nose shape is a direct adaptation to your local climate. This is why Africans have different noses to Scandinavians. One's wide, one's narrow.
So for me, I have coily hair to protect my scalp from the sun. I have dark melanated skin to protect my skin from the sun. These features that people are erasing and people are trying to get rid of actually help you, and it's really, really unfortunate that a lot of it comes from a place of self-love and representation too. I think that a lot of Black women, especially, I feel like the standard of beauty has definitely been Eurocentrized, which is fine because, again, there are so many types of different beautiful women across the world, okay? But that's the point. Across the world. It's not just Europeans. There's Africans. There's Asian, there's islanders, like there's so many different types of beautiful people in the world, and they all have completely unique and different features, and I find that so freaking beautiful. I just wish that we as a society emphasize that a little bit more. Honestly, this whole conversation has made me really want to make a video about desirability politics, especially from the perspective of a dark-skinned girl. Just like the unique, interesting things that I experienced as a dark-skinned girl that, you know, if you're experiencing them as a black girl, or even just like as someone who is a very unique beauty, that you can kind of get some tips and tricks on how to navigate that, because I have definitely mastered that art as an almost 24-year-old. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys would want to see a video like that. Also, of course, let's just expand this conversation. How do you feel about the obsession of side profiles and noses? And what kind of nose do you like so much that you wish was more appreciated in the media? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. It has been your girl Tima. Let me know how you guys feel about this makeup look today too. And I will see you guys in another video soon. Bye guys.